Okay, Yogis, settle down, find a comfortable place to sit on your mat, preferably. And today you can, get your blocks, belts, bolsters, whatever it is you need to support yourself. I'll just talk you through what I'm planning to do. So while I'm talking, and you need to either get your blocks or other accessories, or you can just sit down and start quietening yourselves down. Get into your breath, try and sit up tall, relax your shoulders. See if you can pull yourselves away from the rest of the day. See if you can drop into the present. Uh, and the best way to do that is to get into your breath. While you're doing all that, what I'm planning to do today is Yin-ish. So it's going to be standing postures. So it's not the normal yin postures that you're used to, which are either sleeping or sitting postures. These are going to be standing postures, and we will hold them for slightly longer than you're used to. So usually we hold our postures anywhere between 10 seconds to 20 seconds, depending on whether I'm trying to do a cardio or I'm trying to do a more, breath-focused practice. But today we'll try and stretch it to 30 minutes. Sorry, one minute, not 30 minutes, 1 minute. And here's the deal. So watch. Now we've all done Warrior 2, and you know what it takes to be in Warrior 2. Push down on the pinky toe, keep pushing your hips down and forward. Try and keep your bent knee, the thigh of the bent knee, parallel to the mat if you can. Try not to squish up your toes. Try and keep your knee tracking over your second and third toe. And then, of course, your arms are out, spine is tall, shoulders are relaxed. You're not doing this. Now, you know the talking points. But if you're going to hold this for a minute, it starts getting uncomfortable. So here's the deal. If it's getting really uncomfortable, feel free to move out. Feel free to drop your arms and then go back in without me prompting you to do that. But equally importantly, when it begins to start getting uncomfortable, go into your mind space and see who is talking to whom. Is your body talking to your mind talking to your body? Kind of tune into that whole internal dialogue. This is painful, I can't hold it. No, 2 seconds more. You can do it. And the whole thing that we do in yin, do it with your yang postures, but just get into that mind space and see all the drama that goes on inside this black box that we call our brains. And a lot of this drama is now being fed by your body. So for the first time, you're involving your body in your drama. Otherwise, this drama just goes on. He said, she said, and how could he be so cruel, and how could she be so nice, and what have I done wrong, and all the judgment and all of that. But this is the first time you're just getting in to the drama of your body. So you're just tuning in. And that's all I want you to experience today, just tuning in. And you don't have to beat yourself up. You don't have to be judgmental. Because I know, a few of you who've joined today find externally rotated poses really difficult. Some of you find your neutral poses difficult. Some of you just find standing in one place for a minute difficult. So whatever it is that you're dealing with, get into your mind space. If you can tolerate it, great. If you can't, see where the conversation is going. And of course, if you feel something is really sharp and painful, please pull out. By all means, pull out. So that's where I'm planning to take this today. I'll try and remain as quiet as I can, because almost everyone I see has practiced with me before. So you know the alignment points, you know what needs to be done. So when you're ready, let's just do a quick little warm up. Interlace your fingers, inhale all the way to the top, Keep reaching. Try and become the tallest self possible. Try and release your weight off your hips by not, I'm not asking you to actually jump off, but see how much weight you can take off by reaching your palms up to the exhale. Release. Interlace your fingers behind you. Squeeze your shoulder blades in. Take your heart up, chin up. Back to neutral. Interlace your fingers in front of you. Round your back. Squeeze your chin in towards your chest. Keep rounding your back. Keep pulling your arms out like you want to pull them out of your sockets. And let it go. Left palm outside, right knee, right palm behind. If you notice, I'm not yet twisting. Inhale, spine tall. Exhale, go ahead, twist. Come back. Right palm outside left knee, left palm behind. Inhale, spine tall. Exhale, twist. And release, right palm outside. Inhale, left palm up. Grow tall on the left side. Reach up and then across. Keep pushing your left hip further into your heel of the mat. If you're sitting cross-legged, reach across. See if you want to turn your face up. See if you can turn your heart up towards the ceiling. And release. Inhale, right arm up. Become tall and exhale, push down. See if you can turn your heart up. See if you can turn your face up to the ceiling. And release. Get your ankles out in front of you. If you can, try and get up without support. If you need support, go ahead and take it. And stand right in the center of your mats. I'm not distracting myself. I'm just trying to get my timer in place. So let's start with Warrior Two. So you stand right in the middle of your mat and take one step out to the right, one step out to the left. Your feet remain parallel to start with. So you've got about 2 shoulder widths apart. Your feet are about 2 shoulder widths apart, and see how that feels. For most people, it's kind of okay. What I want you to do is notice you're not so far apart that just standing here is like a pain. Equally, you're not so close in that there's zero stretch on your inner thighs. So usually 2 shoulder widths apart is the sweet spot. Each one is different. So find your specific sweet spot. So currently both your feet outer edges are parallel to the outer edges of the mat. And when you're ready, turn your right toes to the right. Your feet are now perpendicular to one another. Your right thigh is externally rotating at the hip. So your hip is still facing sideways, but your right toes are pointing to the right. So your right thigh is externally rotated. When you're ready, start bending your right knee so that it tracks over your second and third toes. And when you're ready, move into Warrior Two. Inhale, take your arms up. And you can be as still and quiet as you want. You can just monitor your pose and see whether you're going deep enough with your right hip down towards the right ankle, whether you're pushing your left pinky toe into the mat, whether you're drawing your spine up tall, whether you're keeping your shoulders relaxed, whether you're reaching out through your fingers energetically, whether your arms remain parallel. And if you want your chin over your right shoulder, your gaze steady through your right index finger all the way out to the horizon. Gentle reminder, move into that mind space, move into all the drama going on. Oh, my left adductor is killing me. My right thigh is going crazy. 1 minute already up. When you're ready, drop your arms, turn your right toes back in, Stay here. We're just going to do a simple forward fold. So each pose becomes its own, the next pose becomes the rebound for the earlier pose. I'm not actually getting into a yin kind of, lie down and feel the recovery. Just get into the next pose. Next pose is simple. Keep your hips as closely aligned to your heels as possible. Reach your heart forward and then tip forward and then just hang in there loose. You're not making an effort to get your heart down. You're just kind of just hanging in there. So if you want, you can rest your fingertips down. If your fingertips don't reach down, you can relieve them on your calves. Just let gravity take charge of your head. And with each exhale, see if you can give in to gravity a little more. See if you can release your lower back. Try to keep your knees straight for this one. Slowly, slowly release. You can bend your knees. You can find your way back up as slowly as you want. So try not to come up too quickly. And now we move to the other side. So your left toes point to the left. Your left heel is in line with your right arch. Your left thigh is externally rotating at the hip. Bend your left knee so that it's over your second and third toes. Keep pushing your left hip down towards the ankle. Right toe, pinky toe into the mat. When you're ready, inhale, arms up. Warrior two on the other side. Turn your chin so that it's over your left shoulder. Of course, I'm holding the phone in my hand, but you can kind of, keep pushing through your fingertips. Find that ease of breath. As the saying goes, Sukham Sthiram Asanam. Steady, happy pose. See if you're giving up on some muscles, because this is yin-ish, it's not yin. So you're still engaging a fair amount of muscles. Hold that pose. And this practice is not just about the mind, because it's been said that a pose really helps you if you hold it for more than 20 seconds. When you're ready, slowly release. So straighten out your left knee and walk your feet in. Shake it out if you need to. And then walk over to the top of your mat. Either keep your feet together, so big toes together, heels together, or you can keep your feet about hip distance apart. Totally up to you. When you're ready, take your right foot all the way back, as far back as you can, and keep your heels in line and your right toes in at 45. You got it? We're moving towards warrior one. Now, even before you start getting your right, that was your left leg back, your right knee bent, try and push your left hip forward. So if you notice, your hip points are aligned to the front of the mat. Once you've got that, push down into your left pinky toe, into your left foot. Use that energy to take your tailbone down and forward, so that your right knee is over your right ankle and you feel the stretch in your left hip flexor. If you feel ready, inhale, take your arms up. Try and keep a straight spine. There'll be a little curve in your lower back, which is fine. As long as you don't hyper curve it, that's fine. So we start our 1 minute now. See if you can find your breath. See if you can find your steadiness in your pose. What's working? What's broken? What feels good? What's like just too painful? As you keep releasing your tailbone down, reach your fingertips even higher. See if you're scrunching up your toes, your front toes especially. Let it go. And slowly release. Straighten out your front knee. Turn your front toes back to the side. So you're paralleling out your feet back at the two shoulder width, kind of hip width, shoulder widths apart for your feet. When you're ready, drop your right palm down. Take your left palm up and across. So it's a completely neutral pose. You're just doing a lateral bend. And then see if you're like kind of putting your weight into your right palm and into your right calf. Don't do that. Just kind of use it for balance. That allows gravity to take over a little more because otherwise you're resisting gravity. And just flow with your breath. Inhale, straighten your spine if you can. Exhale, lateral bend. Helps if you put a little more weight in your left foot. Try and keep your body in one plane. And slowly release. So that was left leg back. Okay. Move to the back end of your mat. Once again, feet either together or hip width apart. Your choice. If your feet are together, you probably line up your heels. If your feet are hip width apart, you probably keep about 1 fist distance between your heels. Get your right foot all the way back. Maybe heel to heel or a little bit further away alignment. Your right toes, your right foot facing in at 45. Right here itself, make sure your right hip is moving forward, left hip is moving back. So your hip points are both facing forward. Go ahead and start bending your left knee so that it's over your left ankle. You're pushing down with your right pinky toe. When you're ready, inhale, take your arms up, find your stillness, get into all the mental drama. If there's no mental drama, great, stay with your breath. Reach up with your fingertips, reach down and forward with your tailbone. Spine as straight as possible. Sometimes it helps if you pull your navel in, it kind of straightens your spine. So there goes your minute. It actually passes quite fast. Drop your arms, turn your left toes back to face the side. Once again, two shoulder width apart or wherever is your sweet spot. And when you're ready, inhale, take your right arm up and across. Release your left arm down into your lateral bend. More weight on your right foot. Release your left arm so you're not pushing in, so you're not resisting gravity. You're just getting into gravity. Give into your gravity with your breath. Feel that nice stretch on the side. So as I was saying, most poses would benefit you if you hold them for more than 20 seconds. So while this is yin-ish, it's still yang-ish. And like that, 1 minute's gone. Turn your right toes to the right, heel to arch alignment. We're going to do an intense side stretch. So you've got a few choices, and we've already warmed up with the lateral folds. So you can either keep your arm on your thigh and take it across, or you can reach down for your ankle and then keep pushing the shoulder back. In either case, keep pushing the upper shoulder, which is your left shoulder, back. And then of course, if it gets too much, feel free to move out. And our time for intense side stretch starts now. Stay with the breath. Check in with the mental drama. See if you can just watch that mental drama without getting involved, without needing to act. So for example, right now, my right glute is screaming and saying, what the hell are you doing? Why don't you get out of this? And I'm saying, all right, just watching this. Not gonna move. It's not an ego thing. It's just, yeah, I can take this. And the minute I feel I can't, my body will tell me, it'll just make me snap out of it. One minute's up. Slowly come back up. Turn your right toes back in. This one's going to be, well, it can get a little tricky. So I'm going to ask you to get your palms on your lower back, maybe fingers pointing down, squeeze your elbows in, take your heart up, push your hips forward. If you want, take your chin up. If this makes you dizzy, stick your chin to your chest. So Yogi's choice, get into a minor back bend, and you can deepen it as much as you want, as much as you feel comfortable, allowing gravity to take over. Maybe the mental trauma has started. Slowly first get your chin in towards your chest. Then push your hips back. Come back to standing tall. Turn your left toes to the left, heel to arch alignment, intense side stretch on the other side. So either keep your left forearm on your left thigh or reach down for your left ankle And then take your right arm up and across. Keep pushing your right shoulder back. You can either close your eyes, go within, or look up at the ceiling. Soft gaze, nothing too intense. Keep trying to deepen your posture. So push down into your right pinky toe. Reach further across with your right fingertips. Keep pushing your right shoulder back. So you're not only improving your strength, you're equally improving your flexibility with these longer holds. Most importantly, you're increasing your strength and flexibility in your mind. You can take a lot more. This is what I call tapas, intensity. Slowly release. And walk your feet back in. Give it a little rest. Okay, when you're ready, walk back to the top of the mat. Feet are either together or hip width apart. Take your left foot all the way back. Keep your knees straight. Your left toes in at 45. Push your left hip forward, right hip back. Inhale, tall spine, arms up. You're going to do a forward fold, so just watch before you get in. Now, you basically push your right hip back, left hip forward. You can stop either here, or if it's too much, release your palms down. If you can, all the way down to the mat. And over time, let your heart move down to your knee. Keep pushing that right hip back, left hip forward. Enjoy your stretch. Both your knees straight. In case it gets too painful on your right knee, behind your right knee, micro bend. Feel that stretch on your right hamstring, right glute. Use your breath. Every exhale, release further into gravity. Slowly bend your right knee and find your way back up. Get your feet together. Push your weight into your left foot. Get your right heel into the groin. Push the foot into the thigh, thigh into the foot. You guessed right. We're moving to tree. Now, if you find tree extremely challenging, go ahead, hold on to some furniture. Whenever, okay, right knee moves back, left hip point moves back, spine tall. Whenever you're ready, inhale, take your arms up. Reach up, keep growing taller through your tree. Find a spot in front of you. Focus your visual energy, your drishti, onto that spot. Root to rise, push down into your left foot. As you reach your fingertips even higher, see if you want to start closing your eyes. Slowly release. The beauty of balances is you really don't have place for mental drama. You're just so focused on keeping everything up, and still you really don't have place for mental drama. Okay, so move to the back end of your mat. Feet are either hip width apart or feet together. Take your right foot all the way back, either heel to heel or a little apart. Right toes in at 45, right hip pushing forward, left hip pushing back. You know this is a forward triangle. Inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. You can rest your palms either on your calf, your ankle, or all the way down. Keep pushing your left hip back, right hip forward. Slowly, gently give in to gravity. Notice the difference on either side. Both the sides will feel different. One side will always be more flexible or stronger than the other. Bend your left knee, slowly come up. Get your feet together, push down into your right foot, so your right toe is pointing straight forward, which means right thigh is neutral at the hip. Pick up your left heel in at the groin, push your left foot into the thigh, thigh into the foot. Left knee moving towards the back, right hip point moving towards the back. When you're ready, inhale, take your arms up. Root to rise, push down with your right foot to keep taking your palms even higher. Keep moving that left knee out to the side and towards the back. So you should actually feel that leg muscle moving, the smaller muscles in your hip joint moving to keep that knee or the thigh externally rotated. Back to your breath, back to watching that internal drama if you have the space. Otherwise, just train your gaze onto a spot in front of you. Stay with your breath. Try and keep your tree as tall and straight as possible. You want to start dimming your eyes. Now is a good time. Slowly release. Shake it out. Let's move back to two shoulder width apart. Turn your right toes to the right. We're moving to triangle. So whenever you're ready, inhale, take your arms up. Remember, body remains in one plane. This shoulder, the left shoulder keeps moving back. You don't want it tilting forward. Spine tall, keep lengthening your spine as you reach forward towards the right. Go to your max, circle your right palm down. And when you're ready, circle your left arm up. Hold your most comfortable triangle and then go deeper. Left shoulder back. Right fingertips reaching down. The right side of your torso lengthening out. Try not to kind of compress the right side. Slowly come back up. Get your feet together. Push down into your left foot. It's neutral, so your toes are pointing forward. Now you can do one of these few things in the balance. Pull your right knee in, just hold this, or pull it out, external rotation, or hold on to your right big toe and extend your right knee. Whatever works for you, enjoy your balance. Keep pushing down into your left foot, root to rise, spine tall. Try not to round your back. Shoulders relaxed. External rotation of the thigh at the hips. Any space for mental trauma? And slowly release. Go back to two shoulder width apart. Turn your left toes to the left. Keep your knees straight. Inhale, take your arms out to the side. Keep your body in one plane, right shoulder keeps moving back. Reach with your left fingertips. When you can reach no more, circle your left palm down, right palm up. Start with a relatively easier triangle and then see if you can use your breath to gently ease in lower. So you got to be kind to your joints and muscles. Breathe your way through. The minute you force anything, you get your ego in the way, the body will hit back. Kindness and gentleness is always the best way. Unless you're dealing with teenager kids, then it's a different story. I'm joking. Slowly release. Get your feet back in. Right toes pointing forward, left knee up. And you can decide whether you want the knee in towards the chest or knee out. Or if you want, hold on to the big toe and straighten out the knee. Yogi's choice. Find your stillness. Spine tall. Pause if you want support. Go ahead and take it. Slowly release. Shake it out. Not sure if folks are up for doing Warrior 3 and Half Moon. Let's see, maybe we'll come back to that. Let's start getting down to the mat. I think let's start with a little bit of a child's pose, a quiet little pose, but this time just keep your knees as wide apart as you can. So you really kind of get your knees as wide apart as you can. And then walk your palms forward, elbows down, maybe forehead down. And just hold a nice extended child's pose. Hips heavy over your heels. Reach your palms forward. And slowly push back up. Okay. This is where you're gonna hate me. At the cost of losing some of you, I'm going to do it anyway. We're gonna hold a high plank for about a minute. So I'm sure some of you will find it extremely easy. Just watch first before you get it. Keep your heels above your toes, your knees straight, your hips in line with your shoulders over your wrists. Maybe chin up. Now, we're going to obviously try and hold this for a minute. If it gets too much, put one knee down, put both your knees down, doesn't matter. So when you're ready, let's start. Remember, it's not an ego thing. It's just about watching what happens within. If it gets too much, just put your knees down. No big deal. Try and lengthen your tailbone towards your heels as you keep pulling your navel in towards your spine, as you keep trying to push your shoulders away from the mat by pressing into the mat with your palms. Your fingers are spread, so you've got a nice wide base. Hopefully chin up. And release down. Get your left foot all the way forward. Walk your right knee as far back as you can go and watch. You can either just stay up here, keep pushing your tailbone down and forward, or you can take it into a back bend. So get your right palm behind your right knee and look at your right heel. And if you want, take your left arm up and back. So Yogi's choice. You want to do a simple one, or you want to do a kind of deep back bend, it's your choice. And slowly release. I know you enjoyed that plank so much. So let's do the elbow plank this time. You know the drill. So watch first. Your elbows are shoulder width apart. You're interlacing your fingers, your hips in line with your shoulders above your elbows. Whenever you're ready, move into your plank now. Your feet are about 2 fist distance apart. Your heels are directly over your toes. You're lengthening your tailbone towards your heels. You're pulling your navel in towards your spine. Your chin is raised. I'm already wondering if anyone wants to hold a chaturanga for a minute. Of course, with this plank, drop down to your knee or knees whenever you feel the need. Remember, it's not the ego, but equally, it's not about making it easy. Watch the fun stuff going on in your mind. Your body will automatically just give up when it needs to. Guess what? I forgot to put on the timer. So I have no idea whether we finished 1 minute or not. So I've just started the timer. You want to give up? Give up. Or I'm just going to take a guesstimate and say we release now. Slowly come back up. Get your right foot all the way forward. Walk your left knee as far back as you can. You can just stay here and enjoy the stretch on the hip flexor by pushing your tailbone down and forward. Or if you want, take your left arm over and across behind your left knee. Get into a little bit of a back bend. Slowly release. Okay, so here's the deal. Let's try and hold a chaturanga for as long as we can. I'll be counting down to 1 minute, and of course, I'll join you in giving up whenever you feel like it. If you think a chaturanga is something you actually struggle with, go ahead and do the modified version, which is your knees down. You start with your shoulders on top of your wrists, and then just take your elbows back, take your heart forward. Stop when your elbows reach torso, chin up. So you can always just get into your modified chaturanga. And if you wish to do the whole chaturanga, go ahead. Start with plank and move to chaturanga. Time starts now. Well, actually, it started 3 seconds ago. Feel free to go down to your knees whenever you want to. or push back to plank. Slowly release all the way down into crocodile. Palm on top of palm, forehead on your palm, relax. Find yourself back to seated. And let's get into a little bit of a twist. So get your right knee straight in front of you. So it's like on your midline. Your left foot is outside your right knee. The full foot is down. So you don't want to be sitting like this. You want the full foot making full contact with the floor. So your left knee is up. If you're like me, your left hip will start hiking. Push it down. So your spine is also vertical. And when you're ready, hug your left knee with your right elbow and go ahead and twist. You can go into the deeper versions if you like, but today I'm just enjoying this. See if you can keep straightening your spine. And then use your exhale to twist a little more. And slowly release. See if you can get your knee over knee into Gomukhasana. And you know, if you don't like or can't do Gomukhasana, just go into fire log, which is knee over ankle, ankle over knee, whatever works for you. For today, I will stay with Gomukhasana, but feel free to go with fire log. Now, if you're in Gomukhasana, now it's your left knee on top. So take your left elbow up and behind. If you want, get into a tricep. If you don't want to do it, just keep your fingertips down and fold forward. Otherwise, get into a tricep. If you're in fire log, you can generally avoid this. So inhale, spine tall. Exhale, fold forward. Slowly release. Come back up, switch your knees. So this time your left knee is down in line with your center. Your left heel is outside your right hip. Your right foot is outside left knee. Full foot on the mat. Your right hip pushes down, right knee up, vertical like your spine. When you're ready, left elbow hooks right knee. Inhale, spine tall, exhale, twist. Hopefully, lesser mental drama. So just track your thoughts. What's going through in that space between your ears? Is it just the sound of your breath? Or is it a lot of other fluff stuff? Spine tall. And release. Get your right knee over your left knee. If you were on Gomukhasana the other side, if you were on fire log, get into fire log. And if you did the tricep stretch as well, get your right elbow up. And when you're ready, fold forward. And slowly release. That's it, you're done. Find your most comfortable Shavasana. Lie down, completely let it go. Totally relax all your joints, all your muscles. Feel yourself melting into the mat. See if you've developed a little more patience, a little more tolerance. See if you can ignore the mental chatter or just be aware of your mental chatter and yet go back to your breath. Take a nice long deep breath in. Hold your breath for a bit and start moving your fingers and toes, coming back gently into the here and the now. And as you exhale, draw your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a nice little squeeze. Rock from side to side. feel that pressure easing off your spine. And then roll over to your right, turn your face down, keep your eyes open. Come up to seated. Just spend a few seconds here, seated in whatever is your most comfortable position, with spine tall, shoulders relaxed, maybe palms in front of your heart. Just go back to what you think you've learned from today's practice. Actually, a lot to unpack from today's practice. Was it stillness? Was it breath? Was it mental drama? And how to be aware of it, how to ignore it, how to deal with it. Or was it just tuning in to your body to see what's creaking and what seems to be well oiled, what seems to be strong, what seems to need work? And then see whatever you've learned from today's practice, if you can apply the same in a non-judgmental way to your life. What's working, what's not, what's oiled, what's creaky? Is there mental chatter? Can you ignore it? Whatever it is, you're the master, you're the teacher, and you're the student. Namaste, yogis, and I know it's International Yoga Day on 21st, that's tomorrow, and I, for one, could never be bothered with these things. I know as far as you are concerned and I'm concerned, every day is Yoga Day, because every day you learn something and you can apply the yogic principles to your life. Hopefully, you're becoming a better individual, you're living to a fuller potential. So having one day like that really makes no sense to me. But whatever it is, enjoy your yoga practice. I hope it benefits you as much as it does me. Let me have your feedback and comments on today's practice on the WhatsApp group. And I'll see you guys on Tuesday.